Hey YouTube, how you going? Welcome to another video. In this video I want to tick off another capability that we need to add to our backend, and that's the ability to edit the tag name and tag color. So in our application, if you haven't seen it before, I've logged out. Quickly log back in. We have both folders and tags. So in the previous video we just added the ability to edit folder name, folder color, and now what I want to do is be able to do the same with tags. Now, typically what you want to do when working with Claude is start a new message wherever possible, because the longer a message gets, and if I just open up the folder management functionality, each time you kind of give it more information, it has to kind of recontextualize or everything that's kind of come before, and that can chew through the number of messages or tokens that you have access to. So normally I would do that. I'm not going to do that though in this case, because this is the prompt that I normally use. So if you watch my previous video, you would have seen this. If you haven't, go back, but it's basically just telling Claude everything that we want to do. Create a patch request to edit a folder. In this case it's going to be edit tags, and here's the different files that you need to create. Because the functionality is almost identical, I'm going to test and see, hey, like, can I just tell Claude to recreate and do the exact same now for our tag model, and see how close it gets. It should do a pretty good job. And yeah, I mean, the only downside is that we're probably going to chew through a few more messages in terms of the length of the context that it has to be aware of than if we did a separate message. So it's always good to tell Claude when things works. So great, that worked, and this is for our folder functionality. I'm going to say, I now want you to create the exact, maybe not the exact, create similar functionality to edit tags. The folder path will therefore be components /tags/edit tag, with each of the files we need starting with edit tag, i.e. edit tag.routes.js. Again, if you haven't watched the previous video, we do this so that we can really compartmentalize our code and have it like in a very flat structure as much as possible. So in this prompt you would see, yeah, these are all the different files we're asking it to create. And then I'm just going to give it context. The main difference is that on the tag model, the user can only update name and tag color. You have access to the tag model in your project knowledge. And then what we'll also do is just scroll up here and see what questions it asked us before, so we can answer those in advance for the folder. We don't need to worry about that. For validation, use our error types. Like before, you only need to validate. You need to validate that there is only one tag with that name, and treat upper and lowercase the same again. Also validate the hex code format. When you return the data, just return the updated tag, tags with patch. Okay. Please let me know so I'd be interested to see if it does have any questions. And no, it doesn't. So it's gone ahead and created our validation chains. It hasn't used validation error except here. Oh no, it has, sorry. Why did I say that? I just looked at this part of the code, not that bit. Okay, our utils. So it validates tag ownership, so it checks that the tag belongs to the company and that the user is part of the company who's requesting the change. It validates the duplicate names, so lowercase and uppercase, and then it updates the tag name or the tag color. And then in the services file, this basically orchestrates the calling of the functions within our utils. Again, just compartmentalizing everything. So that's all fine there. And then in our controller, we're populating company. So that was if you watched my previous video, Claude forgot to populate company before to get the company ID, which we need here to validate ownership of the tags. And then here's the route, simple patch request, we're authenticated, We call our validation chains. If that passes, we then call our controller with the edit tag functionality. We add this to our index. We add that also into our index.js file, and then we can call a patch request with the tag ID and these new variables. So all very straightforward, and this should work quite nicely, I think. So what we will do is we'll pull this over here, and we will go into our tags folder. Make this all nice and small. So tags, and we'll call this edit tags. So edit tag. So we're not editing multiple. Do we do that? Yeah, edit folder, cool. And then we need to create our files. So the first one is edit tag.validation chains.js, and we will copy this, paste that, save, and then utils. So edit tag.utils.js, copy that, save, edit service, edit tag.services, edit tag. Oh my god. And controller. This is probably one of the other lessons that I've learned. Like, so if you're writing or getting AI to write code for you, wherever there's similarities in code, obviously in some instances there might be a little bit of duplication with kind of compartmentalizing everything. But if something works and then you need something very similar done, it's always good to then go immediately and get AI to write that next piece of functionality. Even if it's not an entire new piece of functionality like this, even if it's just kind of doing something somewhat similar, I don't know, it just seems to work quite well for me. So we've now, let's just run through all of this. So we call tags / edit tag with tag ID. So we can see that here, that tag route, passes the validation chain, just go to that. So checks tag ID, and name and tag color are both optional. If those pass, it goes to our controller, where we get the ID off the parameter from the URL, and then we've got our updates as name and tag color, and it basically goes through those updates and only passes in the one that actually has a field, and then we check that the user ID, we get the user ID, populate company, check that the user is actually found, and then we have to pass in the tag ID, the user ID, the company ID, and the updates to our edit tag service. Now, our edit tag service does most of the kind of coordination between all of the different utils. So we validate tag ownership, we check for the duplicate name, we validate and update the tag, and then we return the updated tag itself. So if we go to our utils, here's the ownership validation. So we get tag, find the tag by the ID. If tag.user.id to string doesn't equal user ID.string, so the tags ID tag, user ID doesn't match the user ID that we pass in, it's going to cause an issue. Same thing with tag. Now, just thinking about that, so you might have other users in the company who want to be able to edit the tag, but for now it's going to check that the user ID is correct. Probably how we want it, because you wouldn't want other users to edit or delete someone else's tag, but you could always change that. Validates the duplicate tag name by normalizing the name, putting everything to lowercase, finds existing tag, and checks ID, name, so it checks that the name of the tag doesn't equal the new normalized name, and if there's an existing tag, it throws this error, and then it does the validation and update. So updates the tag, gets update tag from the object, and we get the name or the tag color, and then pass those in, and then return the update tag, in layman's terms. So now what we can do is we can come over here, we can log back in, and we're going to need to get our bearer token, copy, and then if we go to get all tags, pass this in, hit send, we're going to need to get a tag ID, so we can get any of these really, where's PPC, that's negotiation tactics I guess, and then what we might do is we'll just come over here to the patch. I'm going to duplicate tab, do file save as, let's toggle source type visibility, okay, cancel that. I'm going to get this one, I'm going to duplicate file save as, call this edit tag, save, cool, and then instead of folders it'll be tags, edit tag, and then we'll get this ID, and then here in the body it'll be tag name, tag color, and previously that was called negotiation tactics, so just put it in as marketing, it's fine. Send, false token has been invalidated. Did I get the right one? Maybe when I duplicated it, I forgot to change it, didn't I? So just copy again. Send. Tag updated successfully. No, it didn't. Ah, sorry, it's not tag name, it's just name. That's my mistake. So if we send that again, updated marketing too. Cool. So that's how we can very quickly and easily edit our tags, leveraging the, let's log this out again, leveraging the similar functionality to what we did before with editing our folder name. So I'm just going to mark that as green, as done. We now also need to create the ability to delete tags and delete folders, but I'm going to do that in a separate video, and I might tackle both of those in the one video as well, because yeah, basically it's going to be very similar. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.